Hey there, this is Andrea, and it's about 4 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and I just realized that where I'm going to party tonight is in this abandoned, sort of ruined building in Budapest. It's a great thing about Budapest, beautiful old ruined pubs and clubs, but the problem is I expected the party to be totally inside and warm and cozy, and I'm afraid I'm going to be really cold. So again, it's 4 p.m. New Year's Eve, and I've decided that I'm going to make a cape. And what I just looked at my fabric. If you know me, you know I've got lots of fabric. What I have is this amazing sparkle piece here. And I've got this pink blanket. So I'm gonna make a cape. I'm gonna show you what I do. This is our Skillshare class for today. So we're gonna start by making a pattern with a hood. So this is one of my favorite sweatshirts. And if I fold it to the side, this is what the hood looks like. So you can see it opens up like this. There's only one seam down the middle. So I am going to trace this piece onto my blanket, onto the end of the blanket. And I'm going to make two of these. And now this is going to be the pattern for my hood. So we've got our two hood pieces. They look about like this. And now we're going to do the same thing out of our sequin fabric. We're going to pick the long, lay it out long ways, and on the end we're going to cut out two pieces of the sequin material. Okay, so we're going to take our two hood pieces like this, right? This is the top, and we're going to put them together with the basically with the insides together, just like this, see? And we're gonna sew them starting where my fingers are here, all along this top edge and all the way down here. And we're gonna do that on both of our pieces of fabric now for the hood pieces. The next thing I'm gonna do is take my 2 big pieces of fabric and lay them out on the table or lay them out on the floor, match them up, lay one down perfectly on top of the other, and cut off the excess fabric from the end. So basically I wanna make 2 pieces of fabric the same size. So I'm gonna work on that now. And then, sorry, one more thing, then I'm gonna sew them around the perimeter. I'll show you how I do that. So in this drawing, this represents my 2 different pieces of fabric. I'm gonna lay them down and I'm just gonna cut off the excess edges along the sides to make sure that they are exactly the same size. And then what I'm going to do is face the insides together and go ahead and sew them together on all the way around on 3 sides. Okay, only 3 sides. Okay, so here is my big square. One side is the blanket, the other side is the sequins, and on this top side I have not sewn them together. So you can see when I open it up, I've got the sparkly side on the inside, and that's exactly what I want because we're gonna turn this inside out shortly and that sparkly side will be on the outside. So one of the things that we're gonna wanna do is find the middle of our blanket or our cape. So I'm just gonna take the 2 corners, and again, this is my open edge. And I'm gonna find the middle right here. And the reason that's important, and actually, I'm just gonna put a mark here with my marker. The reason that that's important is because that's where our hood is gonna go. So the next step is going to be, we're just gonna set this over the chair for a minute. So we've already got our hood piece. Let me show you what this is gonna look like. So when it's on, it will look something like this, right? We've got this seam going through the middle. So the straight edge right here goes along the face, goes around the face. And this curved edge goes around the back of the head like this. So I'm now going to find this middle piece, or sorry, this center piece, and I just made a mark on my fabric where the center of the fabric was. It's right here. So you can see that the center is right here. I'm gonna lay this out on the table, and I am going to draw a curve inside. I'll actually show you what this looks like. We're gonna cut the shape of a curve right out here. I'll actually draw it on a piece of paper for you. Okay, so what I've done is I have laid out my hood along this top edge of the fabric, and you can see the shape that it makes here along the edge. I'm actually going to trace this and then cut this shape out from the piece of fabric. We want a curve, and that means that our jacket will fit over our shoulders very nicely and kind of curve around our neck when we do that. You can see that I've estimated, and this can be very relaxed. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I've estimated where I think this curve should be, and so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with both of these pieces of fabric, the sequin fabric and the blanket, and then this is what we're going to sew the neck of our hood to. Now we have the semicircle cut out of our fabric. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our hood like this And I'm basically just gonna sew this on and match the shape of the circle. So again, this is along the neck. Sorry, I actually had that wrong. So if this is your hood, then the neck part is what you see at the bottom. And we're just gonna fit this along the semicircle, just like that, and sew that on. And we're gonna do that with the sequin fabric as well. So this is what your piece of fabric, your cape, should look like right now. It should be sewn on these 3 sides right here. We've sewn the hood into the piece of fabric. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and continue to sew our blanket with our glittery sequin fabric along this top edge. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna go along the outside, and we're gonna stop about here. We're gonna leave a little bit of this area open because what we're gonna do is we're gonna need some space to turn our garment inside out. Very important since we are sewing everything the wrong way, so our seams will be hidden, you know, with the sequiny surface on the inside. So then we'll turn it inside out when we're done, and then that glittery sequin fabric will be showing on the outside. Okay, so this is the great reveal. We're going to turn our cape inside out and see how it came out. I'm so excited. It's supposed to be a cold night here in Budapest. Of course, you know, if you're from Hungary or you live in Hungary, you say it Budapest and not Budapest. In fact, I always think it sounds really funny to say it that way. This is really cool. Will look fabulous with my pink hair. And I am wearing a pink sparkle bodysuit, and I will be wearing possibly a unicorn mask. So I will be masked tonight so nobody can see who I am. Okay, let's try it on. What do we think? Is this an awesome? Oh no, I've got a spot that I need to redo. I think the answer is yes. I think I'm going to be very cozy tonight. Check it out, check it out. I feel so sparkly. I'm ready to go.